Tonight's matchup features the visiting Mosinee Papermakers against the home Portage Lake Pioneers. First, your starting lineups for the visiting Papermakers. Starting in goal, number 1, Ryan Nish. Starting in defense, number 27, James Jernberg. Starting in defense, number 7, Nick Bush. Starting at forward, number 21, Parker Tomchek. Starting at forward, number 11, Tom Lentz. And starting at forward, number 12, Max Culp. And your starting lineups for the home Portage Lake Pioneers. Starting in goal, number 1, Drew Eaton. Starting at defense, number 13, Ross Rulo. Starting at defense, number 19, Matt Marshall. Starting at left wing, number 23, Cale Markham. Starting at right wing, number 27, Jonathan Boswick. And starting at center, number 25, Dylan Farmer. Let's play hockey.
Once again, welcome back into the Coliseum. We want to thank you all for joining us. Test 1, 2. Big thank you to Visit Keweenaw, our great sponsor here on the weekend. Portage Lake able to control on the draw. Here come the Makers into the zone. Shot there just wide of the net. Lentz sends it in, and it's going to be stopped up there in front by Eaton. Back out through the neutral zone here. Pios back into the Makers' end. Comes across in front of Mensch. Sorry. Shot there coming in from Culp. Farmer sends it in. Mensch gonna glove it down. Big hit on the far side. Sorry, trying to fold my sheets up here. Took a little bit to get everything back in order. We had to do a couple things to reset some stuff and try to get things up and running for everybody. Shot there, trickles across in front of Mensch. Sorry, hands tied up at the second. Right this second. Hansen gonna send it out. He had a man coming across the blue line there. Here's Hansen with it. Hansen 30 points this win. Moved around the back of the net. Picked up back there by Foltz. Foltz sent it out. Moved it across to Harris. Picked up, swept away there by Holt. On the far side. Swept back down below the goal line. Quick shot there coming in off the stick of Harris. Back out on the far side. Paio's able to hold it in off the boards. Step back out. Got to wait for his men to tag up. Comes back through. Mensch able to poke away at it. We're going to have a penalty coming up here. And it's going to be a hook call. 17:29 remaining in the first period here. First penalty of the night here coming up on the Makers. Hook call coming up on, that looks to be on Elkers. Nick Elkers coming into the sin bin. Paio's going to be on the power play here. Going back behind the net. Battling for it back there. That was Jornberg. Shot in from the near side here, coming off a Hausworth. Paio's moving across the blue line. Moved back to the top of the circle on the near side. Moved back out high, far on the in front of the Mosinee bench. Out in the slot, shot in, kicked away by Mitch. Off on the far side, poked back down below the goal line. Going to come back out behind the net. Pinned off. Jornberg's got his man pinned off on the boards behind the net. Back there. Moved out high to the point. Out into the slot. Shot deflected off of Christensen. Going to come back out in the neutral zone. Paio's bringing it back up into the zone. Offsides here coming in. 16:33. A minute 4 remaining in the penalty kill for the Mosinee Papermakers. Face-off's going to be just outside the Makers zone. Faced off. Excuse me, Miss Macaroon. Coming in on the far side, swept across. Minch going to gather it up. 16-17 here remaining in the first period. Face off to the near side. Pinned off back on the boards by Bush. Bush tries to poke it through. Gets it through. Dallenbeck battling for it back there. Hansen going to throw it off the boards on the far side. Kicked up by Mullen all the way down the length of the ice. .45 here, 16 seconds remaining in the penalty kill for the Makers. Shots even 2 apiece here so far. Near side face off here. Hansen going to send it around the boards on the far side. It hops up. 10 seconds remains in the penalty kill for the Makers. Paio's bringing it back through the neutral zone here. Back into the Makers end. Mensch going to knock it down. Shot coming in there from Compoa. Just 1 second here remaining in the penalty kill for the Makers. Farmer on the draw. He's facing off with Carlson. Pushed around the back of the net to the far side. Coming back up out of the zone. Trying to push him down. Makers able to control the draw. That was Davalo on the draw for the Mosinee. Puck's moved out onto the far side. Broke up there coming through the neutral zone. Able to steal it away though. The Makers bring it back into the zone. Davalo tries to center it. Moved across. Dumped back down into the corner by Heck. Back down into the zone. Shot off of the side of the net. Minch able to block it up. Hansen's going to throw it out into the neutral zone. Piles push it back into the zone. Off on the far side, sent in. That shot came in from Greenwood. .13:28 here remaining in the first period. Shot in, deflected off the buffer side of Minch. Off into the far corner. Comes around the near side. Picked up by the Makers here. Loses an edge as he comes into the neutral zone. Now down into the Pios end. Shot sent off in front of Eaton. Going to come all the way back down the length of the ice. Moved it out front, wrapped it around, and it's in the back of the net. Coming from Brett Hosworth. 13:02, and the Pios are on the board first here. Once again, big thank you to Visit Keweenaw. Adventure north to Michigan and check out the beautiful Keweenaw of Michigan. Check them out online. Visit Keweenaw, our great sponsor here, bringing you this broadcast all weekend long. Back into the Makers and Minch going to glove it down as it comes in front. 12:50 here remaining.
Brett Hosworth, unassisted, time of the goal, 6:58. Hosworth, unassisted, 6:58.
Sends around the back of the net. Back down into the zone. Pushed off behind the net. Piles move it off onto the near side. Picked up by Neville. Thrown into the far corner. Here come the Makers back, 2-on-1. Shot there up high, but popped up high in the air, right out front. Shot there, wide of the net. Here comes Mosinee. Off on the far side, moved over to the near side here. Turner, excuse me. Back out through the neutral zone. It's moved off onto the near side. Top of the circle. Shot deflected away there as it went off a bush. Battling for it down along the boards. Makers push it up the boards. Try to chop it up out of the zone. Pios gather it up, move it out into the neutral zone. Dump back in on Minch. Pushed up the boards. Picked up, backhanded down into the Pios end. Eaton stops it up just above the goal line. Pios stop it up behind the net. Tossed up, he was looking for Farmer. Went a little hot there coming down. Minch going to throw it around the back of the net. Pushed off to the far side. Lentz giving chase down there. Going to come all the way back to Hansen. Moved around the back of the net. Hansen moves it out. Coming through the neutral zone with it. Poked away by the Pios defense. Swept back down into the zone. Moved back out to the neutral zone. Out into the center. Coming in. Rubbed off into the boards. Hansen with it. Comes out of the near side corner. Through the neutral zone. Shot there from Hansen off the post. going to come all the way back out into the neutral zone. Moved off here, giving over to Culp. Culp going to give it to Hansen. Hansen moves it across into the center. Shot there, just wide of the net. Pushed off to the far side boards. Picked up by the Pios. Coming back out of the zone now through the neutral zone with some speed. Into the Makers end. Glove down there by Minch as it comes in. 9:37 here remaining in the first period. Shots about 2-1. Pios out shooting the Makers here 10-5. Tossed off down in the corner. Pushed around the back of the net there by Smother. Down on the far side, looking to get it across. Didn't quite make it to Eaton. Tries to send it back out in front. That was Heck trying to send it out front. Tried to get it out here to Sudamir. Pios going to be able to control it here. Pushed back down in by the Makers. Coming down in, looking for the centering pass coming across. It's going to get swept all the way back down into the Makers zone. 9 minutes remaining here in the first period. Pushed off on the far side boards, picked up by the Makers. Pyle is able to steal it away here. Drop it down below the goal line. Looking to center it back out, poked away off to the far side. Pushed back down low, comes around the back of the net. Picked up back there, pushed out high to the point. Sent back down in by Miracle. To the neutral zone. Makers back down in, looking to send it across. That was Bauer that sent it across. He was looking for Hack coming in, crashing on the near side. Shot's going to come in there from DeValo. Gloved up by Eaton. 8:16 here remaining in the first period. Pios sweep it out into the neutral zone. Picked up there, pushed back down in. Right up front here. Big shot there coming in from McAloon. Sivanen with it now. Sivanen, top of the circle. Toe drags around. Backhanded shot there on Mitch. Another shot. Mitch able to get in front of it. Brought around the back of the net. Moved out onto the far side. Kicked out. Steps out into the slot. Backhanded shot just wide of the net. Came off of the stick of McAloon. Moved out high into the slot. Hansen gathers it up. Moves it off. Gives it to Johnson. Pushed back into the Pios end. Pios able to control. They're going to move it across. Out onto the far side. Going to come all the way down. Mitch stops it up. Pushes it off on the far side. It was Dellenbeck that pushed it off on the far side. Hansen ate the biscuit there as the shot came in. Big shot there out front. Pops up. It was off of the stick of Holt. Pios able to control on the far side. Pushed up the boards. They're going to come in off sides here. 6:43 here remaining in the first period. Big thank you to all of you tuning in on our broadcast here so late in the evening. Please feel free to share our broadcast out with all your friends. We want everybody to get involved and be able to watch the GLHL tournament from up here in Calumet. Though there's a lot of bad weather going on down south in the central Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin area. And, we want everybody to stay safe, stay inside. Sit back, relax, enjoy your Friday night here with the GLHL coming at you from Calumet, Michigan. Brought to you by Visit Keweenaw, our great sponsor here bringing you this broadcast here this weekend. Back out into the neutral zone, taking off his feet there. Able to continue ahead. Shot in on Minch. Going to get gloved down. Shot came in from Markham. Farmer gonna take the draw. He's gonna face off with Tom Lentz. Makers able to control. They're gonna move it around the back of the net. Picked up back there, moved out into the neutral zone where it's gonna be picked up by the Pios. Pios try to move it back. Makers able to gather it up. Tossed in there. Shot coming in from Jornberg. .549 here remaining in the first period. Lentz sweeps it back. Gives it to Jornberg. Jornberg sends it in. Looking for a tip coming across in the front. Farmer with it now. He moves it ahead. Jornberg going to gather it back up in the Makers zone. He's going to move it off to the far side. Swatted back out into the neutral zone. Pios push it back into the zone, but they're offsides here. 5:29 remaining in the first period. Sandwiched, they're coming into the Pios end. Gathered up, gloved down here as he comes through. Harris now into the Makers zone. Pushed off into the boards. He's rode off into the boards there by Dellenbeck. Out high, right up front, Minch! And the rebound was loose, and it was picked up there by Harris, and he swatted it in the back of the net. 2-0 Pios. 5:01 remaining here in the first period. Shots still going off at a 2-1. 14 for the Pios, 7 for the Makers. On the draw, DeValo for the Makers. He faced off with Gushel.
Portage Lake Pioneer goal. Scored by number 3, Austin Mickish. Assisted by number 7, Wyatt Eschel, and number 10, Tristan Holtz.
And Eschel and Holtz.
Eschel and Holtz.
Holtz, excuse me.
14:59.
Pushed up the far side. Pios pushing around the back of the net. Going to come all the way down here into the Makers zone. Back out through the neutral zone. They got Carlson. Puts it into the chest. That'll be 4:21 here remaining in the first period. 2-1, 2-0. Jeez, I can't even talk anymore. 2-0 lead here for the Pios. 4:21 remaining in the first period. Pios able to get control off the draw. Going to come all the way back down. We're going to have an icing here, 4:13. Face off just to the near side here. Shot sent in, coming in from Jornberg. Jornberg sweeps it across, pushed up the boards here, sent back in, glove down there, off the shot from McAloon. McAloon, not McAloon, McAloon. On the draw here, shot there from a sharp angle, coming in off the stick of Johnson. Russell Johnson pushes it in. In the far corner, swept around the back of the net. Puck's gonna come around the back of the net. Minch loses control of it there. It's loose. Swept out. 3:31 remaining here in the first period. Shots 15-10 in favor of the Pios. Face off, won by the Pios. Moved out high to the point. Sent in. Hit a mass of bodies there as it came across in front. Stick broke there as too much body weight on top of it. The Makers bring it back down into the Pios end. Swept out behind the net. Pios push it off on the far side. Back out into the neutral zone and into the Makers end here. Shots just wide of the net. Picked up by the Makers, pushed out into the neutral zone. Mosinee able to intercept the pass. Moved off to the far side in front of the Pios bench. They try to send it across. Pios able to get control of it. They're going to move it off onto the far side. Picked up over there. Pushed off by Merkel. Off the buffer side of Minch. Off into the far side. Right up front, Mosinee tied up as he came across through the slot. Pushed back down into the corner. It's pinned off in the boards there by Sudamer. Pios try to send it in. Shots eaten up as it comes in. Back into the zone here. It's sent into the far corner. Going to come the length of the ice here. We're going to have an icing. 2:14 here remaining in the first period. Starting to get cold again. Too bad the sauna's going to be closed when I get back to the hotel. Because I need something to warm up. Push back around the back of the net. Pios going to control here. Getting a centering pass right out front. Going to go off a mass of bodies there out front. Mosinee trying to battle for it, coming through into the slot. He's rode off on the boards by Lentz. Shot there in on Minch, coming in from Harris. Moved out high to the point. Sent in. Lentz kicks it down. Chopped up. Knocked down out of the air by the Pios defense. Throwing off the boards here. Able to control it. Was Botwick. Off on the far side. Back down below the goal line. Pios look to center it. Unable to do so. Moved off onto the far side. Looking to feed it over to Culp as he's coming in. But we're going to have an icing here. 1:05 here remaining in the first period. Woo, got to find something to warm up, man. 1 minute left here in the first period. I got to get myself down there, get a hot cup of coffee or something. It is cold in here. That is for sure. Face off to the far side, swept around the boards, and picked up out here in the neutral zone. It's picked up there by Heck. Heck into the Pios end. He's going to move it off. Give it over to Davallo. Davallo chases it down into the corner on the far side. Eaton's going to come out, get on top of it. 50 seconds remaining in the first period. Faceoff's going to be to the far side of Eaton. 50 seconds remain in the period here. Makers unable to get a good shot off there. Pios bringing it back down into the Makers zone. Good defense there coming through. Broke up. Pios able to keep it in on the far side. Rode off the puck. Jornberg going to throw it back out. Tossed off over onto the far side. They got Bauer over there. Moved across right in front. Picked up back down here in the corner by Heck. Heck moves it out high out onto the point. Gave it to Jornberg. Jornberg moved it across to Hansen, who sent it in. Up down there. 14 seconds here remaining in the first period. Once again, want to thank you all for joining us on this Game 6 here of the weekend here so far. GLHL 2023, baby. Day 1. That's going to do it for the first period. Portage Lake up 2-0 here as we go into the first intermission. Get yourself out to the kitchen, get something to eat, get something to drink. Get right back here in just about 15 minutes as we get going for this second period. Big thank you to Visit Keweenaw, Adventure North to Michigan.
11.
You will not be disappointed.
I'd like to take a second to thank
at the historic Coliseum. We're underway for the second period. Pio's up 2-0 here. Eaton sweeps it around the back of the net. Makers looking to break that goose egg. Going back through the neutral zone. Shot in on Minch there. Coming in from Markham. Mullen. And his shot broke up there. Comes back out into the neutral zone. Bringing it around the back of the net. Excuse me. Off on the far side. Picked up there by the Pios. Markham's going to send it across in front. Hansen gathers it up for the Makers. Passed out high to the point. Farmer moves it across. Shot in just wide of the net. Get back out through the neutral zone here. Pios. Excuse me, the Makers able to swat it down into the Pios end. Breaking it up, trying to get it out. Off in the far corner. Moved out to the top of the circle. Shot there, deflected. Eaton able to glove it down. Once again, we want to thank you all for joining us for Game 6 here on the weekend here so far. Shot in, deflected off. I believe that went off of Bauer. Moved off on the far side. Pushed off. Tried to get it back in towards the net. Kicked out through the neutral zone. Poked away there as he was trying to come in by Lex. Bauer with it now. Coming through the neutral zone. On the back of the net, we're going to have a hook call here. Going against the Pios, they're headed off to the sin bin. That looks to be Riley McKay that's going to be sitting in the sin bin for the Pios. Sivanen going to be on the draw for the Pios. He's facing off with Devalo. Moved out to Hansen. Hansen swipes it across. Throwing back down in. Shot back out of the zone. We're going to have a stoppage here as it hopped up out of play. 17:07 here. A minute 50 remaining in the power play opportunity here for the Makers.
Portage penalty. Number 21, Riley McKay. 2 minutes for hooking.
Moved out to Hansen. Hansen's shot goes off a stick of one of the of Markham. Hansen moves it off. Shot there coming out front from Hack. Hansen tried to keep it in the zone, hopped up over his stick. He's going to move it out to Hack. Hack going to give it right back to Hansen. Hansen now through the neutral zone. He gains the Pios end. Hansen with it down in the near corner. Poked away from him. He's going to bring it around the back of the net, though. as he continues on. Hansen moves it out high, out onto the point. Picked up there by Jornberg. He's going to move it across. Sent in. Hansen locks it up, keeps it in the zone. Swats it back down into the corner. Pio is able to get it up out of the zone. Jornberg going to gather it up just inside the Makers' end. Back down, Davallo now brings it into the zone. Moves across, puts it in the back of the net. And the Makers come back within one. It's 2-1, 16-12 here remaining. And the Mosinee Papermakers picking up a power play goal. Coming off the stick, I believe that was Jason McClune. Beautifully fed across. He was wide open, and Eaton didn't have a chance there. Lentz on the draw for the Makers. He faced off with Farmer. Lentz bringing it into the zone. Off on the far side, looking to center it out, was Holt. Eaton going to get a glove on top of it. 15:58 here remaining in the second period.
Number 15, Jason McClune, assisted by number 9, Nick DeVoto, and number 27.
Moved out to Hansen off the draw.
James
Lentz was on the draw for the Makers.
Time to go, 3:48.
Pushed up the boards. Swept back down in by Dellenbach. Lentz pushes it through behind the net. Sweeps it back behind. He's put on his backside there. I believe that was Russell Russell excuse me. Really, that put him on his backside. Here's Mullen with it, coming in 2-on-1. His shot, hard shot there. Went off of the Pio's defender and off the glass there. Big shot here out front. Holt put a heck of a shot there on him. Swept back down into the zone. Max Culp throws it off the boards, down into the zone. Eaton comes out, throws it off the glass. Comes back out into the neutral zone here. Papermakers throw it back down in. Eaton stops it up behind the net. He left it off there, right out front, and it's tied up! 2-2. Max Culp puts it in the back of the net as Eaton sweeped it out, and it went right onto the stick of one of the Makers, and he was able to put it out to Max Culp right out front, and Culp put her home. 14-37. We're tied at 2 in the second period here at the Coliseum in Calumet. Big thank you for our broadcast sponsor here this weekend. Visit Keweenaw, Adventure North to Michigan. Makers sweep it out front, and they put it in the back of the net. Makers up 3-2 here in the second period. 14:24 remaining in the second period. Makers up 3-2. They got a fire lit under them here after getting that last one. Papermakers looking to take it to the number 2 team in the regular season. Puck's drawn back to Hansen. Pushed off. Pios pushing a big hit there. Right in open ice. That hit came from McClune. Another big hit. Really turning up the hitting out here. Pios, top of the circle, looking for a centering pass. Broke up there, down into the near corner. Hansen back there battling for it. He digs it out. Out into the neutral zone. Makers coming back 3-2. They're offsides here coming into the zone. No call there for the offsides. Kicked back out high. Shot in just wide of the net as it was deflected out front. Moved off over onto the far side. Davallo sends it back behind the net. Picked up back there by Jensen. Pios able to bring it out through the neutral zone. Shot there. That came off the stick of Hosworth. Moved down low. Brought around the back of the net. Moved out to the far side. Out into the center to Sivonen. Sivonen moves it back out high. Looking for a tip down low as the shot came in from the point. They were looking at a tip from McKay. McKay has it poked away on the far boards. Picked up now. Bauer is going to move it across. He gives it off. Left back. Giving back to Davallo. Davallo rode off into the boards. Puck's going to come back out into the neutral zone. Moved off onto the far side. Davallo going to gather it up. He's rode off into the boards again. Makers push it back down behind the net. Pios try to dig it out. Out into the center. Sivonen kicks it down here into the near side corner. Harris pushes it back. Given off there. Pushed up to Greenlee. Down the length of the ice. Back there to gather it up is Akers. Pushed up in front of the Pios bench. Out high to the point. Shots deflected wide. Right out front here. Big shot there coming in off of the far side post from Dawson McKay.
Assisted by number 21, Parker Tomchak.
Called from Tomchak.
Mosinee Papermakers goal scored by number 27,
that was the second.
James
Jernberg gets the third.
Number 20, Dustin Jonason.
And Jonason gets the apple.
21, Parker Tomchak.
And Tomchak.
Time to goal at 5:36.
Makers move it off on the far side. Pushed up the boards and out into the neutral zone. That's picked up there by Gushel. He moves it ahead. Gathered up by the Makers. They're going to bring it back in. Left off. Big shot there off the buffer side. Shot came in from TJ Christensen. Kept in the zone. Pushed back down around the back of the net by Jornberg. Big hit there on the far side. I believe that came from Christensen. Another big hit by the Makers. Turn them inside out, right out there at center ice. And the Pios unhappy about it, pushing Jornberg around. They didn't like that one bit. He turned them inside out. Got to keep your head up. 10:56 here remaining in the second period. Jornberg headed off to the sin bin here for interference. Face-off's going to be deep in the Makers zone. On the near side, 10:56 remaining in the second period here. Tied up at the face-off circle. Over on the far side, left off out onto the point. Shot in, deflected off of Hansen.
Mosinee penalty number 27, James Jernberg, 2 minutes for interference. Jernberg, 2 minutes for interference.
Excuse me, Hansen gathers it up down low, moves it around the back of the net to Culp. Culp sends it out, gonna come down the length of the ice here. Eaton's gonna push it back up the boards. Picked up there. Turned back up. On the near side, coming up the near side boards. Broke up there as it came into the zone. Makers able to push it ahead. Coming through the zone. Able to step around a man and avoid the hit. That was Russell Johnson. Pios stop down in the far corner. Try to push it back down. Hansen comes in to pin the man off the boards. Out high to the point. Moved across onto the near side. Top of the circle. Tipped up and into the netting. 9:40 here remaining in the second period. 44 seconds remains in Jornberg's penalty. He's working across the blue line. Down to the outside hash mark on the far circle. Now into the corner. Back out to the hash mark on the far circle. Down into the corner again. Looking to center it. It slides right across out front. Run timer from out in the slot. High on the point. Moved off onto the far side. Farmer moves it out to Cinnamon. Shot in. Deflected. Tipped. Right out front there. Off the shot from Charlie Turner. It was tipped right out front. I believe it was tipped out front there by Cale Markham. 9:13 here remaining in the second period. We're tied at 3 apiece at the historic Calumet Coliseum. Makers able to draw it out far to the side. Pio is going to control though off the draw. Coming back into the Makers zone. Right out front here, Minch dives out to get on top of it as it came in from McKay. A little bit of pushing and shoving going on out there. They're just talking about where to get a pizza here after the game. Got to be somewhere to get a pizza here yet after the game. It's late, but we're hungry. So the boys headed off to the sin bin here. Looks like it's going to be Dawson McKay and Kyle Heck. Face-off's going to be just outside the Mosinee zone. Sivanen faced off with Davalo. Pio's able to control here. Sivanen swats it back. Picked up there by Jornberg. Jornberg bringing it through the neutral zone into the Pio's end. Feeds it across. He had Bauer coming into the zone. Moved out to Harris. Harris back in to the Mosinee end. Jornberg going to gather it up here as it was poked away from Harris. Moved out to Hansen. Both men picked up roughing penalties there on the little skirmish. Hansen moves it off here to Bauer. Bauer through the neutral zone into the Pio's end. Sent right out front. Blocked away with the stick of Eaton. Jornberg all tied up down there in the near side corner. Bauer comes in. Pushed out. Brought around the back of the net here by Donley. Donley with some speed back into the Mosinee end, and puck's poked away from him. Moved off over onto the far side. Coming back into the Pio's end is Davalo. Davalo brings it around the back of the net. Puck's poked away from him. He's got Fenton all over him. Moved out to Hansen out on the point. Kicked back down to Davalo below the goal line. In the far corner. He's got a man all over him. No call made here as was ripped down off the ice. Got to get off the ice though. Almost had too many men out on the ice as he was standing there yelling at the ref. Here comes Hansen back into the zone. Hansen through the center. He tried to drop it off, but the Pio was able to intercept. Coming back down into the zone. Shot deflected up wide. Going to come all the way back out to Hansen here out on the red line. Penalty over for both guys here.
Both teams return to full strength.
And both teams return to full strength. Kept in the zone there as it was swatted down by Smitherman. Back into the Maker zone, off the post, just over the glove hand of Mitch. Hansen gonna sweep it up out of the zone, coming back down into the Portage Lake end, right out front here, coming across. He tries to swat it back out in front. Sorry, don't have the number for who that was that came across there. Hansen's shot deflected up in the netting behind the goal. here remaining in the second period. Around the back of the net, Culp digs it out. He moves it out high to the point. Sent in, broke up, went off of one of the bodies of the Pios defenders there as it comes back down into the Mosinee end. Hansen pushed off into the boards, swept back out. Excuse me, that was Mullins sacrificing his body to eat the biscuit there, but the Pios still able to come away with one. 4-3 Portage Lake. Pioneers up here, 5:48 remaining in the second period. Mullins sacrificed the body on that one. He laid down face first into that shot, and it was a heck of a shot. Got deflected off into the corner, and they were able to kick it out in front. And Minch, unable to hold on to it. It's poked into the back of the net.
Pioneer goal scored by number 3, Austin Mickish. Assisted by number 19.
Right up front, and the Makers tie it up. 4-0 here at the Coliseum. 5:38 remaining in the second period. We're tied at 4 apiece. Mosinee fans giving it to Eaton. On the draw, we're going to have Janison for the Mosinee Papermakers. He faced off there with McKay.
Mosinee Papermaker goal scored by number 15, Jason McAloon.
McAloon getting the goal.
Number 23, Russell Johnson, and number 20.
Hansen tossed it all off the boards. Gets kicked out to Janison.
Time of the goal, 14-20.
Moved off here. He gives it off to McAloon. Backhanded down in towards the net. That backhand came in from Dellenbeck. Face off on the far side. Davallo faced off with McKay. McKay with it now. Dumps it down into the near side corner. Going to come around the back of the net. Hansen back there. Pins it up on the boards. Tossed up through the neutral zone. Here's Bauer with it. He stops up at the hash mark on the near circle on the outside. His shot goes off of a Portage Lake defender. Back out through the neutral zone here. Here's Cody Sivonen. Sivonen has it poked away there by Dellenbeck. Dellenbeck puts it off on the boards. Here comes Davallo. Davallo back into the zone. Moves it out. Shot from Kyle Hack. Hack stays with it. Battles for it along the boards on the far side. Moves it down in below the goal line. Davallo pinned it up. He moved it back out to the point. Picked up there and sent back in by Nick Akers. Here's Bauer with it. Moves it out to the point. Shot in. Goes off of the Pios defender right out front as Davallo's tied up in front of the net. Going to come back down into the Mosinee end. They're going to move it back out through the neutral zone. Here's Tom Lentz. Excuse me. That was actually Evan Anderson. Lentz was just a step behind it. Anderson was able to gather it up. Back out through the neutral zone here. Lentz moves it off. Pios able to gather it up. They feed it off out on the far side. Moved into the center. Comes around the back of the net. Out in the center. Broke up by the Mosinee Papermakers. Moved off. Tipped down in the far side. Slides right across in front of Minch. Tossed high out into the neutral zone. Pios throw it off the boards on the far side. The guy's tied up over there on the far side. Centering pass here, tried to get it to Mullen. Goes down into the corner. Mullen rides a man off into the boards. Back out through the neutral zone here, into the Mosinee end. Gonna come around the back of the net here. Culp back there, battling for it along the boards in the corner. Gonna get thrown back behind the net. Jornberg's gonna gather it up, moved out. Comes out through the neutral zone here. Mullen tries to steal it away. Here come the Pios on the outside. And they pull ahead as they find the 5-hole on Minch. 2:23 here remaining in the second period. Makers control off the draw. Here comes Portage Lake, throwing it across. Mitch dives out, swats it off into the far corner. Coming back into the zone, crashing the net here. That was Jason McAloon. Mitch, kick, save, pushed out high, tossed across, right out into the slot. He was tied up there. Sent out high, top of the circle. Mitch knocks it down with his stick.
Portage Lake Pioneer goal scored by number 23, Kale Markham.
Markham with the goal.
Number 13, Ross Rulo, and number 27, Jonathan Boswick. Time of the goal, 17:37.
Minute 30 here remaining in the second period. Portage Lake up 5-4. On the draw for the Pios was Dawson McKay. He faced off with Davallo. Portage Lake tried to get a centering pass out there. Davallo able to break it up. Coming back down into the Portage Lake end on the far side into the corner. Kyle Heck chases it down along the boards. Pushed back out. McKay into the near side corner. He's rode off into the boards there. Puck's moved out to Hansen. He tried to send it across to Bauer. Now it's kicked out to Bauer up off the boards. Centering pass. Davallo kicked it down and tried to swat at it, but he couldn't catch it. Off on the far side. Big shot there, Mensch with a big save. Hansen stops it up below the goal line. Moved out here, coming back into the Pios end. Centering pass to Davallo. Davallo turns back, tries to send it across. Hopped over Hansen's stick, comes back out through the neutral zone. Poked ahead, and the Papermakers going to be offsides here. 24 seconds here remaining in the second period. Once again, big thank you to Visit Keweenaw. Don't forget, adventure north to Michigan. Check them out online. You can find them on all the social media. Visit Keweenaw. Great sponsor here, helping us out all weekend long to bring you this broadcast of the GLHL 2023 tournament. 15 seconds remaining. Lentz going to be on the draw here for the Makers. Swept up. Out into the neutral zone here, 10 seconds remaining. Thrown down into the near side corner. Eaton's going to come out, stop it up back behind the net. Moved off, pinned off into the boards, and content with just eating up the time. Makers want to make something happen with it, but that's going to do it here for the second period. Big thank you once again to Visit Keweenaw, our great sponsor here, bringing us together with you all weekend long. We're going to step away here for about 15 minutes as the ice gets cleared here. 40 minutes in the books, 20 to go. We'll see you right back here in about 13 minutes. Welcome to Saturday. That's right. Time has changed. It's a new day here, and we're still going from Friday. That's right. It's now Saturday morning. We got 20 minutes of hockey left to go here at the Coliseum in Calumet. Waiting for the teams to come out here onto the ice. We're going to have the buzzer kicking off here in just a second. It's going to be loud. Tried to knock it down. Hopefully it knocked it out of there for you a little bit. Don't have the headphones in, so I can't hear exactly where we're at on any of the levels, but hopefully we're not blowing you out here. Here come the Mosinee Papermakers out onto the ice. Mosinee being outshot here 32-22 as the Portage Lake Pioneers hold a 5-4 lead here going into the third period. Once again, we want to thank Keweenaw Adventure. Visit Keweenaw Adventure North to Michigan. You will absolutely love what you find up here. Big thank you to them. Our great sponsor here for us throughout the weekend. Visit Keweenaw. Be sure to check them out online. Here come the Portage Lake Pioneers. They're up 5-4 here as we are going to be starting the third period. Once again, we want to thank you all for joining us here on our broadcast. I know it's late. Still Friday night back in Wisconsin, back in that central time zone, but you know, hey, here in Michigan, we're on to Saturday. Been an exciting day of hockey.
We have our winning 50-50 ticket number. Blue ticket 217390 for $81. 217390. Collect your money at the announcer's table.
Game one of the day was the Fond du Lac Bears and the De Pere Deacons. Fond du Lac came away with a 12-1 victory over the Deacons. Game two of the day happened over in the D in Houghton. Portage Lake came away with a 10-2 victory over the Mutineers. Excuse me. Game three, the Eagle River Falcons were victorious over the Calumet Wolverines, our hosts here this weekend. In game four of the day over at the D, the Mosinee Papermakers upset the Fox City Ice Dogs in overtime, 5-4. Game five of the day, Fond du Lac able to put it to the Eagle River Falcons. They came away with a victory. Fond du Lac has secured their place in the semifinal game. They'll be taking on the winner of Game 10. The winner of this game will take on the winner of Game 9. Face-off is going to be to the near side of Minch. Spun around, shot in on, deflected off into the near side corner. Hansen pinned off into the boards. Excuse me. We have a stoppage for icing here, 18:51.
We'd like to take some time to thank some more of our GLHL tournament sponsors. Center Ice Skate and Sport. Electric.
Face-off going to be to the far side. On the draw is going to be Dustin Jennison. He's going to be facing off there with Brett Hosworth.
Thank you.
Mosinee out through the neutral zone into the Pios end. Backhanded shot deflected off. Big hit there down behind the net on the near side. Kicked up, pushed back down into the Pios end. Portage Lake sends it down. Gonna come the length of the ice here. Hops up and hopped over the stick of the Portage Lake player. Shot there, looking for the 5-hole. Unable to catch it as Eaton was able to get that door closed. Puck's going to come up and go out of play. We're going to have a stoppage here. 18:06 remaining in the third period. Face off to the far side. We got McKay facing off with Davallo. Outside of the circle. Puck's kicked off to the far side. Dumped down in. Bauer tried to tip it back out. It was intercepted by the Pios. Coming back out through the neutral zone. It's pushed back down into the Pios end. Tossed off the boards. Swatted back down in by Heck. Heck keeps it in the zone. Pushes it back down into the corner. Davallo down there. Brings it around the back of the net, swatted away from him. Davallo comes out, top of the circle. He moves it out to high to the point. Back out to Davallo. Move down low below the goal line. He pushes it out to Davallo at the top of the circle. Out at the blue line now. He pushes it down into the near side corner. Picked up back down there. Slid across, but Eaton's going to get on top of it as it came in from Kyle Heck. 16:43 here remaining in the third period. 5-4. Portage Lakes holds the advantage. Lentz on the draw. Kicked back to Hansen. Hansen's shot goes off of Harris as it comes in. Pios bringing it back through the neutral zone. Left out to Harris. Harris's shot sent in. It's wide of the net as it was deflected off. Pushed off onto the boards. Pios send it back in just wide of the net. Brought back down. Lentz gives a little love tap down there. Right out front, and the Pios put it in the back of the net. 16:09. They're up 6-4 here in the third period. Just a little backhanded pass out from behind the net, and it was picked up and put right over the shoulder of Minch.
Portage Lake Pioneer goal scored by number 20, Tyler Bailey.
Haley getting
Assisted by number 3, Austin
getting the goal.
And number 11, Charlie Turner.
Mickish and Turner getting the apples.
351, Bailey from Mickish and Turner, 351.
Pushed up the boards here by Jornberg. On the far side, coming back with some speed. It's poked away, picked up, and sent down into the zone there by Donnelly. Excuse me, that was Bostwick. Sorry, kind of had a funny angle as I look at the sheet. That was all numbers as he in the third period. Hansen picking up a roughing call. Farmer facing off for the Pios. Out onto the far side. Simonin centering past the Farmer. He was looking for that 5-hole on the backhand, but Minch able to get it closed. Minute 50 remains in the penalty kill for Hansen's penalty. Max Culp going to take the draw against Farmer. Mosinee pushes it around the back of the net. Picked up on the far side there. Akers pushes it up the boards. Out to the neutral zone here. Back down into the Pios end. Looking for Culp coming across in front. He tried to swat it in front. Culp unable to control it again. Right out front here. Pios able to sweep it away out front. Off on the far side. Picked up, brought through the neutral zone here. Markham with it. Farmer sends it in off the logo on the chest of Minch. 4:48 here remaining in the third period. Face-offs to the far side of Minch. On the draw is going to be Donnelly for the Pios. One-timer from Turner. His shot comes back out, all the way out to the point. It's moved back over to Turner. He's going to move it down low, down below the goal line. Bottom of the circle. Shot broke up there as Bauer got his stick in front of it. Tossed back down in. Top of the circle, sent in just wide of the net. Going to come all the way out of the zone. Turner's going to gather it up, bring it back into his zone. Move it off onto the near side. Jornberg tosses it back down into the Pios end. Turner moves it off onto the far side. Picked up, broke up there, sent off to Bauer. His shot comes across just wide of the net. DeValo tried to sweep it in, but it was hopped right over his stick, came out. Jornberg had to push it back down into the Pios end. DeValo giving chase, comes back after it, and the Pios bring it back through the neutral zone and into the Mosinee end. DeValo going to send it off of McKay there as he tried to clear it up out of the area. Bauer tosses it down into the Portage Lake end.
Mosinee returns to full strength.
Mosinee killing off the penalty. Hansen swats it into the Portage Lake end. Circling back through their zone. That is Foltz. Simonin tried to push it ahead. McKay tried to get a hold of it, but the Makers able to get it back down in behind the net there. Eaton tried to sweep it away. Right out front, McClune. And the Makers come back within one. 3:05, and it's 6-5 here remaining in the third period. Excuse me. It's 6-5 with 3:05 remaining in the third period. Excuse me. Can't even talk anymore. It's late. It's been a long day.
Mosinee goal scored by number 15, Jason McAloon, unassisted. McAloon unassisted, after the goal, 16:55.
Hansen with it now. Sends it down in. It's wide of the net, off into the far corner. Picked up. Jornberg pushes it back down into the Portage Lake end. Simonin pushes it up the boards on the near side here. We're going to have an icing here. 2:35 here remaining in the third period. Portage Lake's up 6-5. They've outshot the Papermakers here tonight, 42-33 here so far. Farmer facing off with Culp. Minch going to glove it down as it comes in front of him. Hansen pushes it out to Mullen. Mullen took a stick up in the face. Here comes McClune. McClune stops bottom of the circle, tries to center it. We're going to have a high stick being called here on Portage Lake. That's going to be on Foltz. Two minutes remaining here in the third period. Portage Lake on the penalty kill. Hansen with it. Top of the circle. Moves it out high to Jornberg. Jornberg back over to Hansen. Hansen back over to Jornberg in the center. To Hansen, top of the circle. He moves it out. One-timer off on from the far side. That came in from Heck. Portage Lake pushes it up the boards. It's going to send it down the length of the ice here. Jornberg back to gather it up. He's got a man all over him, riding him off into the boards. McClune through the neutral zone. Gives it off to DeValo, to Hansen. One-timer, and it's in! We're tied 6-0 with that power play goal by the Mosinee Papermakers. I believe that was Kyle Heck that put it in the back of the net. 1:04 remaining in the third period. Mosinee taking it to overtime in their first game earlier today.
Mosinee power play goals.
Will it be overtime again? Farmer facing off there with Janison. Mosinee able to control down into the Mosinee end. We're going to have an icing here. 56 seconds here remaining in the third period. We're all tied 6 apiece at the Calumet Coliseum. Face off to the far side. Janison and Farmer face off. Mosinee able to control off the draw, pushing up the boards on the far side. Kicked out. Here's Janison. Right in the slot. His shot just deflected wide. Off into the far corner on the far side. Coming back through the neutral zone here. That's Markham. Markham's shot deflected off to the far side. Picked up by Farmer. He tried to feed it back to Markham. Here's Charlie Turner, top of the circle, right out front. And Minch dives on top of it before Farmer can get that rebound. Way to stand on your head out there. Great job by Minch. 25 seconds remaining in the third period. Farmer faces off with Lentz. It's moved out to Turner. Turner drops it down low below the goal line. Jornberg pins a man off on the boards back there. 15 seconds remaining. Battling for it back there. Jornberg looking to center it out. It's kicked out of the zone by Hansen. 5 seconds remaining here. And we're going to overtime, baby. Saturday hockey continues.
That concludes regulation.
Maybe it's 8. Ten. What a battle. Mosinee taking their second game into overtime here today. Well, over the 2 days.
Well, everyone, you're in for some free hockey. We'll be playing 10-minute continuous overtime until there's a sudden death winner.
Ten minutes of overtime coming at you. Dustin Jansen is going to face off with Spencer Donnelly. Ten minutes of overtime here at the Calumet Coliseum. Sudden death, baby. Mosinee controls off the draw. Portage Lake able to intercept the pass right out front, and it's over! Mosinee unable to control it. Portage Lake comes down, and they put it in the back of the net, and they are continued on to the semifinals. Portage Lake Pioneers come away with the victory here, 7-6 over the Mosinee Papermakers. We want to thank Visit Keweenaw, our great game day sponsor, our weekend sponsor here, helping us to present the GLHL tournament to you here all weekend long. Portage Lake Pioneers come away Brett Hosworth getting the game winner. Donnelly getting the apple. We want to thank you all for joining us for the GLHL tournament Friday, even though we're running into Saturday. Game 6 is in the books. Portage Lake Pioneers are going to take on the winner of Game 9 tomorrow. And the Mosinee Papermakers are going to take on... Go ahead. Yes. Actually at 11:30 here. Yep. Marquette and Calumet going to face off here. Hey! It's actually the Ice Dogs that they'll be facing. Ice Dogs. Sorry about that, folks. Trying to answer off a question here. As somebody was asking, the Ice Dogs will be taking on Marquette for Game 8. They are going to be up here at 7 o'clock. 7 tomorrow night, yep. The winner of Game 9. Once again, big thank you to Visit Keweenaw. Check them out online. Get out and explore the great Keweenaw. Check out Visit Keweenaw, our great presenting sponsor here for the weekend. I'm Mike Hallnagel with Eagles Edge Entertainment. We want to thank you all for joining us for this broadcast, Friday broadcast of the GLHL tournament here from Calumet. We apologize that we weren't able to bring you the 2 games that happened over at the D. I did want to get down there and be able to do that for you, but unfortunately a good friend of mine had to go in for some surgery, and we weren't able to bring him on up with us. So we do want to thank you all once again for joining us here for this broadcast of the GLHL tournament coming at you, hosted by the Calumet Wolverines. We want to thank Visit Keweenaw for being our great game day sponsor. Once again, I'm Michael Hallnagel. We're signing off for our Friday broadcast. We'll see you back here, well, yet today because it's Saturday. Back here at the Coliseum as we get back underway. Sorry, just trying to find where we're at. At 9 a.m. Eastern Time, De Pere versus Calumet tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll see you then. Have a great night, folks.